The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, are you ready?
The Christmas countdown's on at JCPenney. Through Saturday, use your coupon and dash away with very merry savings on last-minute gifts across the store, like fine jewelry stocking stuffers up to 70% off after coupon, and save up to 50% on comfy, stylish outerwear for the whole fam. Add curbside pickup to make your trip extra quick. We got your holiday. JCPenney. Offers good on select items through 12/24. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
You are now listening to the hottest true crime podcast in the streets.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Affirmative Murder, the equal opportunity true crime comedy podcast. I am Alvin Williams, joined as always by my partner in true crime, Francel Evans.
Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Yeah, man, I'm the mailman. Can't you tell, man? Gonna post to it.
What up? Fran, what's going on, man? Tis the motherfucking season, man. You know, holiday season is upon us. This is the last episode of the year.
Yeah.
Just letting people know that right up the top. Round of applause for us. What a great year.
Yeah.
What a great year. Another one in the books. The journey continues of learning and growing and disseminating whatever information we can get in the best ways possible and developing our abilities to do this thing called podcasting and navigating this crazy wild, wild west that is indie podcasting. And to another fucking crazy journey in 2023, man. I'm super excited. Look back on it, man. I mean, I know we did this a couple of weeks ago when we talked about the Spotify Wrap, but here we are, man. It's the last episode of the year.
Yeah.
What have been some highlights for you as far as podcasting, growth? We did those acting classes. Like we did a lot of things. We didn't talk to people about that though. But like, what were some highlights for you this year?
Definitely the acting classes was a very new experience.
Yeah, man.
Just
got to do some improv stuff.
Yeah, doing that in front of somebody I don't know.
Yeah.
So that was
you acted out a scene.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool. What else? CrimeCon is always fun.
CrimeCon is always fun.
A lot of new people there.
Absolutely.
And, some great new experiences there as well. I never been to Vegas, so that was also cool.
Glad we could do that. You got to meet my grandmother in Vegas.
Yeah.
On her turf.
What else, man? I feel like this year was so up and down for me, just personally, because all the shit I had to go through. But
absolutely.
I think I'm ready for. Usually, I think we talked about this last time about me being like scared about what's the next year going to,
yes,
include and stuff like that. So I don't feel that way this year. I guess I probably because the passing of my mom, I think, was a big part of that. So
yeah.
I think this year, going into next year, I'm like, whatever, it is what it is, and I'm excited to get to 2023 and see what 2023 brings, man. And how, as far as we go with this, and how I grow still as a person and a father and a husband
for sure.
So I'm excited, man. I really am excited.
Yeah, you had a big year in a lot of ways, man. Yeah. As for me, podcasting wise, like this has been, I would say this is probably the most serious that I have taken this in the years that we've done. I mean, we're on like year 4, 5, 2017, 18, something like that. We're on like year 4 or so. Mm-hmm. And this was the first year where it's like, this is a business. Yeah. Everything else has been like, this is something we do in my house. Like you come over, we just shoot the shit, just talk, whatever. But this year was the first year where I went, oh, we've been traveling. This is our second trip doing a crime con or anything like that. I went to another convention in Dallas, Texas this year, the True Crime Podcast Festival. Yeah. So just this year, traveling, meeting podcasters, collaborating with more podcasters and things like that. This was the first year where I was like, oh, like this could be what we do full time if we steer our head in the right direction. So that's been really cool and a really great revelation to have. And that's been really exciting to build upon that, and that's what I'm looking forward to in 2023 is like taking this new kind of state of mind and taking it to the new heights. And there's some stuff that seems to be on the horizon that I can't get into, but I'm really excited about it. And I think 2023 is going to be a great year career wise in this space. Knock on wood, obviously things can go awry. We saw that in 2020, but I'm really excited for what the future holds in a lot of regards, man. But man, it's a big year for you. Yeah, super proud of everything that you've.
Yeah, I got married.
I'm
married. Still like.
You got fucking married.
I got married, man. Yeah, it was like
you got fucking married.
Not even 2 months. 2 months ago now. So
is anything different? I mean, you guys were together for a long time.
No, it's not.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
You just had to cross those T's, dot those I's.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of people have asked me that. People that's also married as well go. Side note. I wish I could have a Christmas song that brings in
every year. Every year. Every year they're like McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart, TJ Maxx. Everybody calls her and is like, "Can we use this song?" He's like, "Yeah, please. Send the bag my way."
I said, man. A lot of people ask me, how does it feel like? It's no different.
Yeah,
different. Yeah. It's just I actually told this to shout out to JJ. I talked to him on Instagram, and he asked me the same question. I went, nothing's changed, but it is cool to have your own family.
Yeah,
everybody has the same last name. I didn't have that growing up, so that's a huge thing for me that I get to experience and have my own family. So that's cool
because it's like they were always your responsibility, but now it's like we are officially a unit. Locked in, sealed in, circle the wagons. Man. You guys both have your own individual families, but it's like I get that, and I felt that too. At the wedding, I feel like that's the thing that like doesn't get talked about a lot. Obviously, the wedding is the union and between two people and everything like that. But at your wedding was one of the ones where I saw like a passing of the torch, like her mom and her family being like, "Well, here, she's your responsibility now. We're gonna step back and accept that like that's y'all thing over there,
man,
and respect your household and everything like that. And same with your dad too, and everything. I really saw that, so that was really cool. Yeah, man. Like I said, last episode of the year. So we're not going to even jump from this music that's playing. We're going to jump from this right into the shout outs for Patreon. Once again, this Friday, December 23rd, is the virtual Christmas party. Please join us over. Oh, I accidentally opened TikTok. Right. TikTok and Patreon app look exactly the same to me.
Wait, you can play this song on here?
Yeah, we don't do YouTube.
Oh.
So, yeah, I mean,
I want $20 million.
Mariah Carey. You think Mariah Carey calls me and is like, where's my money? Everybody pays the carry. Right. She makes all her phone calls personally to get the All I Want for Christmas money. But this December 23rd, this Friday, virtual Christmas party. Join us. We're gonna be playing All I Want for Christmas again.
Yeah,
on Friday. Mariah Carey. I don't know. I'm not scared of Mariah Carey. But yeah, we're gonna be games, prizes, fun, laughs, reflection. I want you guys to come and tell us some of your favorite moments from this year of the podcast. And we're going to do all that kind of stuff. Come kick it with us this Friday. Virtual Christmas party. The link is on Patreon. So if you're not on the Patreon, join the Patreon. The link will be on there. Kick it with us. So we're going to kick things off with these shout outs. We're going to start off with a shout out to Marissa G. Fran, because real G's move in silence like
lasagna.
Damn right. Up next, we got Lindy. Oh, I've never heard of Lindy. Is that short for Melinda? Maybe. Well, anyway, Lindy.
Like, if you call somebody Frankie, you know my name Frankie?
Yeah, I know Frankie.
Frank. They call it Frankie.
But everybody, Frank is Franklin. That's a full name. So Frankie's short than Franklin.
Just another nickname.
But what are we saying Lindy is short for? Like Linda?
No, it's not.
No, what? Lindusa. So, Anyway, hey, Linda, you figure it out. That's your business. Your name's great. Accept it. We accept you. Up next, we got Allison D. Shout out to you. Throw some D's on that bitch. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this Christmas, you asked for some rims for your car. Yeah. I don't know if you drive a car. And throw some D's on that thing. I don't know what Dubs. I think Dubs, 20-inch rims, D's. Yeah, throw some D's on that, Allison. Up next, we got Sunny Glaze. I got thrown off. I hope that's not your. If that feels like a stage name or something like that.
Sunny Glaze.
I've never heard the last name Glaze, so
that'd be dope.
It feels pornish, honestly. I didn't want to say. Yeah, Glaze, Sunny Glaze.
For male, female,
or cool. I don't know. Ambiguous. Sunny Glaze. It's with an I, so anytime it's like Danny with a Y is boy to me. Danny with a Y is masculine. Danny with an I is feminine. So Sunny with an I feels feminine. Glaze feels could be maybe sex work industry. I don't know.
It might be stage name.
Stage name, maybe like a burlesque dancer, a burlesque dancer, or a drag performer or something like that. Either way, love it. If you do shows, send us a link. We'll come visit. Up next, we got Rachel M. They have some kind of weird, I think that's Gene Simmons. They're taking a picture with Gene Simmons. Either way, if that's what you're doing, love it. Keep doing your thing, and happy holidays to you.
Yeah.
We're on like the third day of Hanukkah, I believe, something like that. So shout out to my Hanukkah. Shout out to all my Jays out there. Shout out to you guys. Keep doing your thing, and happy Hanukkah to you, and happy holidays to everyone. Happy Kwanzaa. Even though I think it's time for black people to just kind of let white people know, like, we don't celebrate that. It almost feels racist when people tell me happy Kwanzaa.
Oh, they do? I've never heard that.
I mean, let me not make up a fake racism scenario. I don't think anybody's ever told me happy Kwanzaa, but you used to go to school and they have happy Kwanzaa. They like the inclusive, add the Kwanzaa things to the thing. I never have been in a black household that celebrates Kwanzaa ever. We do Christmas or whatever, or we don't, or we're Jehovah's Witness, and it's like this is all voodoo and devil worship, and we don't do any of this. But I've never been in a black household that celebrates Kwanzaa.
Me?
Same, right?
Never.
There's like, and Kwanzaa just is like a stealing. It's like the Kwanzaa tree. It's a lot of the Christmas, and they have like a Kwanzaa a Kwanzaa candle. I think it's like Kwanzaa. I mean, it's like Hanukkah, Christmas. It took a little bit from everything.
Yeah.
So that's great, but like I don't know any black people that celebrate.
Like, it's stretched out though, right? Throughout the month.
I don't know. I think it's like Kwanzaa. I mean, I think it's like Hanukkah.
Oh, I'm getting confused.
That's Hanukkah. Hanukkah, every light on the menorah. Yeah. I think it's 13.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Kwanzaa.
Oh, I thought it was all the same.
No. Kwanzaa is like black people Christmas to white people. I don't know. I mean, obviously black people made it up. I think it was like a Pan-African type of thing where like black people who were getting back in touch with their African roots were like, we don't want to celebrate the white man's holiday. We want our own thing. But it never, even though black people invented it, it didn't catch on. No. But I think white people wanted to be inclusive, and so they go, well, a happy Kwanzaa as well, because that's a thing. But like black people don't celebrate Kwanzaa really. I don't know a single black person that celebrates Kwanzaa. So I'm kind of here. I'm sticking my neck out there and just being like, hey guys, listen. Either us as a black people collectively need to have a meeting and go, are we going to start taking this thing serious? Because let's fly Kwanzaa out, man. Let's make it dope. If we're going to do that, I'm down. But we don't. So I don't want to. Don't tell me happy Kwanzaa. Let me just preemptively tell white people out there that are listening. Like, don't come up to me and tell me happy Kwanzaa. There's no Kwanzaa tree at my house. Offended? Well, it just feels like they think that's the thing to do. It feels like very like a you people thing. Like, and happy whatever you people do too. It feels very patronizing. I don't like it. It's not my thing. I don't celebrate Kwanzaa, so don't say it to me because it's not my thing.
So you think it feels racist?
I don't want to say because they're trying to be inclusive, they're trying to be inclusive, and sometimes people try to be inclusive and it comes off racist. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it does come.
Yeah, remember when you were on that cruise and that girl was like, "I know you like Lil Wayne."
Yeah, it's racist.
Yeah, right. It's like
that's racist.
Why do you? I know why you saying it like that. I know you know who Lil Wayne is. Yeah, it just has that kind of feel to it. Yeah. Oh, I know you celebrate Kwanzaa. Like, no, I don't.
Yeah, I know you eat fried chicken.
Yeah, okay. And you took it somewhere. I was saying it's like on a 1 on the racism scale, and you took it to 11.
That's 11?
Yeah, somebody I gotta fight you. If somebody comes to me and is like, first of all, I know you want some fried chicken.
Yeah.
No, we have to squabble. Like, that's a fight. That's a fightable offense. You have to run me my fade. Are you crazy? You just gonna take that? You laugh that off?
Yeah.
Nah, we gotta duke it out.
Hilarious,
that's you just be crying laughing. It's so racist.
It's so bold.
It's so racist, bro.
And say something like that.
It's so racist.
Think like it was okay.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Like that's a crazy level of racism. No, that's a crazy. That's hilarious. I shared something on Instagram and I got to talk about it because it was so racist that I did laugh, but only because it was so racist, and I don't even want to do it. But it was a white guy. It was a graduation ceremony. And I don't even know if the person before him that did a speech was Asian or what, but it was this old white guy, and he just started talking and made up Chinese words. And he was like, that was my version of his speech, but in Mandarin. It was like a graduation. There's probably Asian people in the audience. He just was like, he just did a mad stereotypically Asian voice. And then it got awkward and quiet, and he was like, So anyway, John Jacobs, come get your diploma. Like he just kind of tried to jump back into it.
That was going to land.
It didn't land at all. It was crazy. And then I think you could also see in his face, like, I'm going to get fired.
Yeah.
You could see. I love that part of some of these racist videos where people realize, like, oh shit, I fucked up. Damn, I fucked up. Okay, well, we're going to move forward. We're going to pretend like this didn't happen. And we're just going to move on from this. But anyway, yeah. So shout out to everybody that I mentioned on the Patreon. What we're going to do is let me turn this down. Before I throw us to break, once again, this will be the last episode of the year until the first Monday in January. Once again, also this Friday, December 23rd, Affirmative Murder virtual Christmas party. Please join the Patreon if you would like to get the link, and bring your ugly Christmas sweaters and bring some eggnog. Let's get turned up and send the year off in a good way. Let's reflect on the year and some of the good times, some of the crazy times. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get into some different stuff this week, but still interesting, I think. So stick around.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, are you ready?
The Christmas countdown's on at JCPenney. Through Saturday, use your coupon and dash away with very merry savings on last-minute gifts across the store, like fine jewelry stocking stuffers up to 70% off after coupon, and save up to 50% on comfy, stylish outerwear for the whole fam. Add curbside pickup to make your trip extra quick. We got your holiday. JCPenney. Offers good on select items through 12/24. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
This holiday season, Peloton's got a gift for you. Get up to $400 off Peloton Bike, Bike Plus, or Tread packages. Choose the package that's right for you with accessories like our cycling shoes, a heart rate band, non-slip grip dumbbells, and more. Peloton, fitness that stays with you. This limited time offer ends December 25th. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more. All access membership separate. Offer ends December 25th, 2022. Excludes Bike, Bike Plus, and Tread Basics. See additional terms at onepeloton.com.
All right, and we are back, folks. As I alluded to before we went to break, this week on the last episode of 2022, we're going to do things a little bit different. I contemplated not doing an episode this week, just because the holidays is a little hectic. Frank, you got kids. I was like, I thought about taking a break, but something happened, and it felt very timely and poignant, and I felt like I wanted to speak on it, because we have discussed it in slightly in the past before, and I didn't want to wait until next year because it's on topic right now, and I didn't want the momentum to die down and not be able to get a message out to people before they bring in the new year. I feel like this was an important conversation to have. Fran, last week, December 13th, I believe it was, so it was maybe a little over a week now because we're getting close to Christmas, but DJ Twitch, also his real name is Stephen Boss, lost the battle to suicide. He took his life in a motel not far from his house. He was famous for being the DJ on the Ellen DeGeneres show. He also was a contestant on So You Think You Can Dance. He was in his 30s, I believe.
He's 40, I think.
40?
He's born in 82.
40, yeah. 40 on the nose. He was 40 years old, young.
Yeah.
And to the world, had a great life. Had a great life. Notoriety, a family, a wife, 3 kids, I believe. Every video you see, he's dancing with his family, having fun, big smile on his face all the time, dancer. So this news came as a shock. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I was the biggest Twitch fan in the world. I knew him from Ellen DeGeneres. I wasn't keeping up with his day-to-day life. But if you were to tell me that guy had everything looking up for him and was, making good money as an entertainer and as a dancer and following his dreams and everything was great and his family was happy, if you just told me that, I'd go, yeah, looks like it. Smiling in every picture, having a great time, seems like a chill dude. And that is the scary part of suicide. Again, this was a conversation that we've had before in the past as far as men and how toxic masculinity and the patriarchy affects men. as well, not just women. And the way that it affects men is that you hear terms like, man up and tough it out and suck it up and be a man, and these terms are beaten into men from birth. You fall down and you cry, you scrape your knee, you're not supposed to cry about it, you're not supposed to express your feelings. And so when you're dealing with things, it almost feels soft or weak to express them, and then it builds up and things go sideways. And so obviously, friend, as well as you, I don't want either of us to sit here and pretend like we were following Twitch's every day-to-day moves. Yeah. But if you saw a picture of this guy, you would think he was a pretty happy guy and looked like life was going well for him. And you Google his name and things come up, credits and all those kind of things. So what were your thoughts when you saw that news?
Well, the first time I saw it was, like, again, because I didn't know much of the guy. I know he was on Ellen DeGeneres show, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
But I saw it when I was on Twitter, and I saw Rip Twitch. It's the only thing I saw. I went, what the hell? I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I'm thinking of the
app, the platform.
Yeah, the streaming platform or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, what is that? I go in there and I went, and so I was like, oh, I didn't know him by that name because I didn't watch the show.
Yeah.
I've seen him before on the show, but I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah.
And that's DJ Twitch. I didn't know he went by that. So when I saw him, I went, and I, just kind of like going through the comments and seeing what was happening, and I'm like, I saw the news, and I go, the first thing I always think of is, what they was dealing with, because you see him, because what we see is on the outside.
Yes.
Right? So we see
surface.
We see the smile.
Mm-hmm.
We
the
see
Instagram
him dancing,
pictures.
having a good time, him with his family. You go,
great life.
Great life. And he looks happy. But you really, and nobody knows what he was dealing with that smile. Just like when we talked about Chadwick Boseman. Nobody knew what he was going through and what he was battling. And until we see the end result, and we go, damn, that's, and it always comes back up. And this is what I hate. I hate when we have these conversations that we go, check on people.
And nobody does.
And nobody does that. Nobody does that. It's just, I feel like it's always, when we have these type of conversations, it's always the right thing to say.
Yeah.
Instead of people just doing it, but just saying, check on people. Because I feel like life moves so fast. Everybody's so busy, especially when you grow up and you become an adult and you got responsibilities. People got families and stuff like that. You lose touch with a lot of friends that you grow with.
For sure.
As kids. And so it's like, you kind of go, I'll text him.
Yeah, I'll get back to him.
I'll text him tomorrow.
And the dangerous part about society today is that there is Facebook and Instagram and all these things. Yeah. So your friend that you lose touch with can put up a facade that life's great. You go, oh man, I just saw you in Indonesia or Mexico. Like, he's doing great. I'll get back with him. I ask him how his trip is going. And then you could get some news like this on your phone and you go, wait, what? But I've been keeping track with him on Instagram. I just liked his picture of him and his family taking Christmas photos. Yeah. I can't believe this. So that's the dangers of social media, is that everybody's kind of trying to curate the perfect image of their life. And so that's one of the dangerous parts I find about social media, especially when we're having a discussion about mental health. And also, let me just say, mental health and mental illness are not the same thing. Mental health is something that you do take care of on a day-to-day basis. Mental illness is something that, sometimes people struggle with things. But your mental health, you can do little things to, keep your mental health in good shape. And, by expressing yourself and talking to people and, just doing things that are good for you, stimulating to you, and all those things. Mental illness and mental health are not synonymous. Like, taking care of your mental health doesn't mean something's wrong with you. I think that's another part. When we talk about these stigmas, there's a big stigma around mental health. And I read a statistic. Two of the craziest statistics that I found out about recently is, one, suicide is the second most common cause of death for men under the age of 45 in the United States. Right. So that's probably, I would guess it's behind gun violence or murder or something like that. But it's the second. Men under 45 years old. And the other crazy part was that men account for 75 to 80% of deaths by suicide.
Wow.
So most suicide statistically is affecting men the most. And men are I can speak more specifically as a black man. Obviously I'm a man, but I can speak more specifically as a black man and what growing up as a black man in a household is like, and the things that I've heard about man up and you better not cry and all these things. And so I know the pressures of, hey man, listen, you're a man, you can speak to this too. So I'll slide it to you in a second, but you can speak more directly to the pressures of like manhood and raise your family and be tough and don't pout about it and get the bills paid and that pressure. You know, I can only speak to like, you know, the pressures of what masculinity looks like. And I deal with it in a lighthearted way. Like I joke about people, the glizzy thing. People be like, oh, you eating a hot dog? Yeah. Like that kind of like what is not manly in society. I only have to deal with it in that regard. But you are fully engulfed in the patriarchy of what a man is supposed to be. You have kids, you have a wife, you have responsibilities. And I want you to like speak to if that's a pressure, if you know that societal pressure, but don't deal with it, or if it does feel like a pressure sometimes. What is that like for you?
Well, for me, growing up, if these people now, I'm talking about now, if these people would see me in a room with my father, they would go like, oh, those two people are the same people. Yeah. Only because my dad wasn't, growing up as a kid, he wasn't a father that went like stop crying and stuff. That wasn't him, because my dad he's not a big talker, and he leads by example more than him like saying do this, you should do this. So I was like, that's how I am now. But I also get caught up with my son crying over just little stuff, and I go like, don't cry over that. Yeah. And then Steph will go like, don't say that, even if it's something small. Like don't say that, because you want them to grow up and be able to express themselves. So I do get caught up in that as a father as well. And then sometimes I'll just catch myself and try to talk to him like, what's wrong. But also, but if it's like
little stuff, is catching yourself. Yeah, that's important. That's awesome.
Right, because little stuff you go like, as an adult you go crying over.
Yeah, I got bills.
A balloon that popped is not something you should be crying over. But then it's like, you gotta remember this.
What does that mean to him?
Those children.
Yeah, like what does that mean to him?
It's hard to separate those two.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's like hearing people that go through when their fathers and stuff going like, or uncles, whatever, going like, hey, older man, cousins, this and that. Is like, I didn't have that, and I'm glad I didn't have that, because my dad was like, if something's wrong, we'll talk about it, and he was never a person to go like, man up or stop crying. I never heard that from my father. I'm glad he wasn't that way.
Yeah, it's a cycle that I hope that we can break. Yeah. But again, the part that you touched on at the beginning is like, things like, I remember when Robin Williams, died by suicide as well. Yeah. And you talk about a guy that, who's happier than Robin Williams, the world would think, right? So, I was having a conversation with a friend, and she said that she almost, because she had her own bouts with suicide and depression. And she said that she almost sees this story about Twitch, she sees the positive in it, because she thinks that a lot of people in society believe that suicide has a look. That you can tell if somebody's suicidal or depressed, like whether they were dark clothes or they look sad or anything like that. But when you see somebody like this, where if you Google this guy's name, you won't find a picture of him not smiling. Right. You won't find a picture of him not dancing and doing the things that he's passionate about and looking like he's having a great time. Yeah. And he battled with this. Yeah. And he felt the need to end his journey. That is a big conversation starter, because it's the antithesis of what I think people would stigmatize as a suicidal person's look. And so it does lead you to go, man, how does a person like that get to that point? It looks like they were so happy, but I would not be surprised if the pressures of being the smiley, dancey guy made him feel like he couldn't go and tell somebody, hey, I'm struggling. Yeah. Because they go, what? Your family's beautiful. You got a beautiful wife. You got 3 kids. You make money. You're on TV every day. Yeah. What do you have to be sad about? And so you go, well, let me just shut up. I won't even tell people, and let me just keep smiling and keep dancing. Yeah. So you hear this thing about check on your strong friends a lot. I see that a lot on Twitter and on the internet, of like, check on that person that like nobody feels they need to check on. Yeah. And for me personally, I've never had any suicidal thoughts or anything like that, but I've spoken pretty openly. That's why I'm so happy for this platform. But I've spoken pretty openly recently, and in the last couple of years, about like dealing with like mild depression and things like that. And that's something I wouldn't have done 5 years ago. That's something I wouldn't have done. I would have kept that to myself. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, man, when is it? Is it 9? Is it time for bed again yet? And it's like I just rolled out of bed. And sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I'm ready to go back to bed. Like I don't even want to go out in the world and deal with this shit today. And that happens for me from time to time. Sometimes it happens to me in stretches. I might feel like that for a week or something like that. Yeah. And having a platform like this, and then you being my friend sitting beside me, it is therapeutic in a sense, because I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to all these people who can send me links and all those things too. And it's almost like this. There's a barrier which is kind of a cheat code where I get to tell you something that I'm going through, but like I'm not really talking to you directly. Like it's not as vulnerable. Yeah. And just to get personal for a second, like you talked about, you know, your mom passing this year. Yeah. And I don't know if you remember this, but you called me like December of last year. And we had a real conversation where you told me everything that was going on. And I didn't know any of this was going on. And we've been friends since we were 12 years old. And that was one of the realest conversations that we've ever had in our life. And so I just, obviously, you know, it was an impending type of situation. But like what proacted you to make that phone call?
Well, by me dealing with it for so long and like,
which is crazy, by the way.
I held it in for so long because I was like, for some reason I felt embarrassed in a way. I don't know why. I just felt like I felt like looking at all my friends. I went, damn, all their moms are in good health, and it's like, why I'm the one that mom is going through this and I got to deal with it. And I always felt embarrassed. I was like, I didn't want to tell anybody because I just didn't want people to look at me and go like, I don't know. I just felt like people was going to look at me in a different way.
Sure.
Because of my mom was sick.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was like, man, I'll just
keep it to yourself.
Keep it to myself. I'll push it down. And like some nights I'll just be going through it. And it's like, and that's why every year I went, is this going to be the year? Is this going to be the year? Is this going to be the year? For 10 years.
Yeah.
Dealt with that for 10 years. And I was like,
I thought your mom just lived in Virginia. I was like, he just kind of just doesn't talk about her much. I just assumed. Yeah. So that was the last phone call I was expecting to get.
Yeah. So I was like, it's because I know it was coming, but I'm like, every year I went like, is this going to be the year where I finally have to talk about it? And we know it was coming. Is this, it was just like one of those things. So like the only people that knew was my dad, my mom. I mean, my dad and Steph and my brother. So I was like, because they was, they'll ask, and then especially my dad, because obviously she used to live with my dad. So I was like, they're the only people that knew, and I was like, I just didn't want to talk about it because I just didn't want people to. I have a thing of like, I don't want people to feel bad for me.
Sure,
I don't want that. I just don't want people to go like, sorry. That makes me feel uncomfortable for some reason. I always felt that way. I don't know why, but I don't want people to feel bad for me because of something, and they look at me in a different way.
Yeah.
So that's why I always like kept it to myself, and I was like, all right, well, time is coming. I got to tell people because this shit is tearing me apart. So I finally told Nick, finally told you, and I told Derek because his mom passed last year or the year before that.
Yeah.
So he's the first person I told.
And this was like when we were 15. This was like the crew.
Yeah. And I told him first because he can relate. He can relate. Mm-hmm. So I can talk to him. He can tell me, how to like navigate through this and how he felt and stuff like that. And that was a good conversation I had with him. And then, but I'm like, tell you and tell Nick. Y'all both said the same thing. Like I just thought she was just chill. I was like, yeah, but it wasn't. It was a whole different. She was moving place to place, and then people didn't. Family wasn't there for her, so that was tough. And I can't. It was hard for me to try to take care. I just couldn't. And that's what made me feel bad because I'm like, I can't. It's only so much I can do
for sure.
And I dealt with that forever.
Yeah,
and that shit was heavy. So that was rough, and I don't want to like compare that to. Mental illness things.
But
stuff like that is like
that's real.
You have to like express. You got to talk to somebody.
Yeah,
that shit fucked me up.
Yeah.
So
that can lead to mental illness. And again, 10 years is a long fucking time. Yeah. So when you told me, first of all, I thank you for. I have to assume that you calling me, you always felt in some kind of way that you could. Tell me that, and I will hope that you now know that I would never look at you different or any type of way like that. But that is what you just said is super real because I think a lot of people, I think that's toxic masculinity. That's the patriarchy. You believing that you expressing yourself is going to lead to people looking at you differently or treating you differently or seeing you in a weak state or vulnerable or any of that type of stuff. And I think the way to combat that is to not listen to that instinct and express yourself when you feel a thing, even if it's a small thing. Like us on a day-to-day basis, we might have like a balloon pop type of incident as an adult, like man, I woke up today and I thought somebody was going to wish me happy birthday, that they didn't wish me happy birthday.
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever, man. People are busy, but it's good to, even if you don't make it a confrontational thing, like you don't have to attack that person, but you might just tell somebody like, yeah, man, I thought this person was going to wish me happy birthday and they didn't. And I feel that kind of bummed me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Getting that off of you is a baby step in making good habits that will, when the big thing happens, express yourself for that.
Yeah.
I watched the TED Talk.
I started watching those too. I heard those.
TED Talks? Oh, TED Talks it's such good information in such a small amount of time. Some of them are long, but like they're so like compact piece of information. This guy his name was Ben Akers. He did a documentary about his friend who committed suicide or died by suicide. I'm not going to get all the terms right. That is one I'm working on. I think committed suicide like implies that they did something illegal. But anyway, died by suicide. He did a documentary about his friend. This guy, Ben Akers, I believe that's what I said. His name, Ben Akers. And in his TED Talk, he said a thing about how discussing these problems amongst men specifically, because, I mean, just the statistics, the suicide rates in the United States are insane and they skew heavily men. But discussing mental illness or mental bouts of, struggles, battles with depression and mental illness, it's like the first person going out on the dance floor. Mm-hmm. And when you see somebody go out on the dance floor and dance, it gives you permission to go out and dance too. Mm-hmm. So hearing somebody come out and speak in a way that is vulnerable and honest about the struggles that they have gives other people and other men permission. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know. I mean, I would love to hear from some of our women listeners as well, but like, I don't think women are told to like, even maybe they're told like, don't be annoying to men. That might be the patriarchal way of how it affects women. Like, don't bring your problems to men. That might be, but like, I don't think women are told by other women, you can't talk to me.
Yeah.
I think women feel like comfortable talking to other women about things that they're going through. So it's somebody, but men can't talk to men, and having a moment where you see a guy be vulnerable makes you go like, hey man, I'm going through a thing too. It gives them permission. So that's why I wanted to do this episode and talk about this, because I felt like going into a new year, telling people to start some new habits and talking about a real thing that we deal with as a society and we deal with as black men. Like I said, I can only speak to, I'm a man, but I'm a black man specifically. And I know how toxic machismo and masculinity is within black men, and homophobia and all these things, and the way that that's expressed and what you can and can't do, let alone expressing your feelings. We're talking about how you dress and what you say, what you eat and where you go on vacation. It affects us in so many ways. So when you talk about getting down to like just being straight up vulnerable with your words, that might be the most feminine thing in the world to some men. That's like, what are you talking about? I'm not a woman. I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed. I can't express myself. I can't be weak like that. And I read another article about how the patriarchy and toxic masculinity has also, and this is not, listen, it's on men to talk to men and make men feel comfortable to express their feelings. But a lot of what toxic masculinity and the patriarchy has done to women, it has convinced them that vulnerable men and sensitive men are weak men. So a lot of times, like, you might not even mean to, but a woman might be turned off by a man crying.
Yeah.
It might be like, oh, he's kind of soft.
Yeah.
And in regard, even if you're a woman who's listening to this and go, not me, there are women who do feel that way. And therefore a man might have come across a woman like that, had that experience, and now they go, okay, well, if I want to be in a relationship with somebody, I can't be like that. So I'm going to continue to bottle up my feelings, because one time I tried to be vulnerable with somebody, they were like, that was weird and weak, and I'm out.
Yeah.
So that, I just want to, emphasize that to women, to say like, hey, if you, check that within yourself, if possible. Again, it's not on you. I'm not putting the onus on women, but I'm just saying, like, let's acknowledge a lot of the factors that can, affect somebody, not wanting to be here, or having, poor mental health, or, mental illness, because I think 3 of the biggest contributing factors that I saw in men and suicide rates is financial pressure, a loss of a spouse, like a relationship failing, and just like work pressure, like societal, like pressure, like feeling like you're not succeeding.
Yeah.
And when you talk about correlations, we live in the craziest time. Social media, again, it's got to come into play.
Yeah.
Social media, again, when you talk about the people like Andrew Tate and these people, Bugattis, and you got to get a Ferrari, and I sell cryptocurrency, and I made $1 million in a week, and it's like, okay, well, I make $47,000 a year.
Yeah.
So if I don't have a Ferrari, I'm failing as a man.
Yeah.
There's no women out there that will like me, and if you're being told this every day by social media. And we live in the most isolated time in society. Everybody's indoors on computers, living their own little bubbles. People aren't going out like they used to. We're coming off a pandemic still. That's still lingering in the air. People still haven't gotten back into the swing of society yet.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who are like, may never do that. They might always just be like, I'm online, I'm streaming, I'm watching streams. I watch other people live their lives. Like, that's how I live my life. I'm in a pod 24/7. Like, I work from home. I entertain myself from home, and so I don't really get much social interaction going. And if all the media that you're dissecting is like, I make $1 million a year. Do you make $1 million a year? Oh, you don't? Well, you're a loser. Yeah. And you gotta stop being a bitch. Treat women like this. You gotta, be a tough guy. And are you ripped? You're not ripped. Why aren't you in the gym? Get abs. And you're like, if you're not any of those things, you could feel like a failure. And if you feel like a failure in life, that is gonna affect your mental health.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like we've all had those little spurts when you live on social media and you go like, why does this person get to have this?
Yeah,
and I
absolutely.
Like, why? What's so good about them? But it's like, social media is all it's a fraud, man. It's like when I've seen so much shit, I go like, especially I know a person personally where like that person's not
a fraud. He's a fraud.
He's not living like that.
Yes, tons of
people don't come to me. I was like, that person don't believe that, and it's like, times that person by hundreds of thousands of other people that's doing the same thing. It's like that can play a tone. You'll get on there and then I'll get off, and then I'm like, I feel like shit.
Yeah,
I was on this app for 10 minutes and now I already feel like shit.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and you're a person who, I'm not gonna put your business out there, but you didn't live the fly life, bro.
Yeah, man.
You didn't have fun. You didn't had your fun.
Yeah.
You got 2 kids. You're married to a beautiful woman. Like, imagine somebody that doesn't have any of those things. You feel like shit. You see somebody, Bugatti, fucking come out doing got the arm, money spread out down their forearm. You're like, shit, damn, man, I got to work all year to just get some money in my palm.
Exactly.
To spread it on my palm.
Right.
And so you log out of that, but you have the benefit and the grace of like a kid running up to you smiling, and you got a beautiful wife, and and your home, and you guys are doing your thing.
Yeah.
Somebody that's alone. Think about the toll that puts on that person.
Absolutely.
That doesn't have those like anchors to be like, well, do I have a Ferrari? Do I have a Lamborghini? No, but I got a family.
Yeah.
I have a home.
Yeah.
I'm employed, So if you start taking away those things or even like minimizing them, where you go, listen, all right, I make $52,000 a year in my job. Are my bills paid? Yeah. Is my car the nicest? No, but it's fine.
Yeah.
And then you get on.
But you always want what you can't have.
You always want what you can't have.
Yeah.
And if you're on Instagram and TikTok and all you see all day is people showing you what you don't have and telling you, life is great, man. Like, when you live like this is the best, getting on private jets and all this stuff, it can affect you where you go, well, damn, am I failing in life?
Yeah.
Like, I thought,
I'm question.
You're like, I feel like my life's good. Like, the fridge is full. Like, shit, life's good.
Yeah.
Everybody can't live like those people. And also, like you said, a lot of those people are frauds.
Yeah.
When I saw that picture of like a private jet bay in a studio, it's just a slice of the middle of a private jet, and people go and take photography shoots there and make it look like they're traveling.
Wow.
It's a lie, and they do that lie to get you to buy something from them.
Absolutely.
because you think whatever you buy from them will make you them.
Yep.
Their clothes, their TED Talks, or like their like master classes. Like, you want to learn how to be a master real estate guy like me? Buy my class.
Yeah.
Look at how well I'm living. But it's like car rented, jet photo fake, clothes fucking borrowed. Like. And so they make a world to trick people into paying them to actually get to that life.
They make tons of money.
It's all a scam.
Yep.
Social media is just a scam, but some people don't know that.
Yeah.
Some people think that guy that they're following, whose girlfriend is really pretty, they don't know when she takes that fucking at night wet cloth and wipes all that shit off her face. She's a super humble, just a nice girl. It's not crazy. The filters, all the Kardashians, they're fucking making curves on their Instagram photos and doctoring their noses and their faces on the pictures to make them look flawless.
Yeah.
And then you see that and it affects your self-esteem.
Yeah.
But they don't care because you bought the perfume.
Yep.
So it's like everybody's trying to scam you into buying something, and they don't care about the residual effects.
Yeah, man.
About how everybody, I mean, think about how crazy it is, bro. And this is, there's tons of individuals out there, but the Kardashians in 12 years have changed the configuration of like how people look in the world. Yeah. Like millions of women have gotten surgery and dyed their hair and augmented their bodies to look like these 6 women.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how many, like when you go to Los Angeles or you go on Instagram, how many women look like Kim Kardashian. Like, yep. That's crazy. But all she wanted to do was sell you some Skims. So it's like, I just wanted you to see how dope my life is and buy my product. But in turn, the mental toll that I've taken on you, you want to be me so bad that you're willing to change how you look to become me.
Because of the stuff that comes with how they look.
Yes, you think that, if I look like them, I'll get a rich husband or whatever I'll get a deal with a clothing company or whatever. And men, it's the same thing where you see the Joe Rogans and the, Tom Segura. Mm-hmm. I love Tom Segura. And it's hilarious when he's like, I listened to one of his podcasts recently where he was saying, people will message me and be like, can you stop talking about your watches and all this stuff? Like, you're making me feel bad. And it's like, fuck you, man. Like, I work hard and I make money and I buy what I want to buy and I talk about it with my friends and that's just what I do. And he's 100% right.
Yeah.
But he also should know that you can't dictate how somebody feels. Now, do I think people should be telling people how to live their life and what to talk about? No, but like it can affect somebody who idolizes you and thinks you're dope and then they pay the money, their hard-earned money to go see you, and then they see you being like, I just got 3 Rolexes. Yeah. It might affect them because you're like, I had to work all week to get the money to get that ticket to go see you. Yeah. And you're telling me how you took flying a jet, which you have every right to do, and I think that's dope. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know how to fix it other than talking about it and saying like we live in a very sick time where that's real. Like Tom Segura can get mad at that, but like those people exist. They're not going anywhere. And I don't think that shocking them into not being that way is the way to go about it. Like, hey, look, you look fucking dumb. Don't tell me what I can and can't say. I don't know if that's the way to do it. I don't think that's going to work. Even if I feel he's 100% right. He's entitled to put whatever he wants on his social media, talk about whatever he wants on the microphone, the things he buys, the things he likes. But we also live in a time where people see their own self-worth in what other people have more so than ever. Yeah. So how do you combat that? I don't know. I don't really know what the answer is. All I know is I just wanted to talk about it, and it's crazy, again, to just bring it all back to Twitch. This is a guy who his social media looks great. When you talk about all the things we just talking about, Rolex, he wasn't like a flashy guy, but I'm just saying, his house looks nice. Yeah. Looks like he got some big bay windows. Yeah, modern architecture. Yeah. Nice driveway. Family's pretty. They look like they use good skin products. Life looks good. Yeah. And so you talk about that guy having the same issues as the guy who has none of that stuff, and then really like, it's an eye opener. Yeah,
you going because like I said, the first thing I did was I went on his page and I went like, you go like, what the? It's so hard to wrap your head around. Like, man, this guy he looks happy. I mean, like, what could be going wrong where he goes like, I wanna, I don't know what's the right term to use, but to go like, this,
I can't do this anymore.
I'm battling with something.
Yeah,
it was the podcast I listened to was the Honeydew podcast. With Ron Sickler, and he had I don't know if you know Jim Florentine.
I know the name.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's a comedian or whatever. And he went on there, he talked about, he had a girlfriend that committed suicide. Yeah. And the stuff I learned in that episode, I was like, it was a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Cause I mean, he went through it. So it was like, it was something that he was dedicated to and wanted to learn the ins and outs, everything about it. Cause it
affected you massively.
Him. Yeah. It was like, that was somebody else close to him. Yeah. And then he had to deal with that. And it was like the people that deal with the mental illnesses and, suicidal thoughts is they feel like they're a burden, and I was like, damn, yeah, like that's something they do.
I'm not going to unload that on you,
right?
Yeah, and I think that's how a lot of men look at it in society. Even if they're not saying I'm a burden, it's I don't want to be a burden. Yeah, but then it keeps building up. When you go, I'm not going to tell Fran what the fuck. I'm not really feeling the best right now, but he's gonna come over, we're gonna do the podcast, we're gonna laugh.
Or feeling like you're maybe like sometimes like I felt it like growing up when I was in my teenage years, you go like you kind of feel like you're not enough, or like you feel like I don't know, you see other people, you just see other kids like, damn, he's going to college and shit like that. And you go like, damn, I'm just fucking
skating by.
I'm gonna graduate barely, and I'm gonna fucking still be at home. It's like you feel like, am I
inadequate?
Enough? Yeah. I'm not enough. And there's like all that stuff. Like growing up, I feel like a lot of teenage kids go through something like that. But some of them make it out. Some of them don't. So
for sure,
it all depends on what they.
And it feels amplified today too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because social media, it's like they see these young kids. They
deal with the same thing. Yeah.
See these young kids getting rap deals and stuff like that, and then they try to do the same thing. And then when they don't,
I'm a failure.
Like, I'm a failure.
All that shit you talking about, you feeling.
Yeah, man.
Because that stuff has been there for generations. Yeah. You see kids going away to college and shit.
Yeah.
But now today, you see a kid signing a $10 million deal. It's like, I'm 16.
Yeah.
Like if you like Billie Eilish, if you like Billie Eilish was like 17 years old with like 140 million followers on Instagram, mad money.
Yeah.
If you're a 17-year-old girl and you go, I like to sing.
Yeah.
Why am I not Billie Eilish? That's crazy. Like when I was like 14 years old, I think I would see or like 12, I think I would maybe see a kid in school who like girls liked, and I go, damn, wow, my swag isn't like his. I wasn't seeing Bow Wow every day.
Yeah.
I didn't have access to see Bow Wow every day on social media to be like, damn, I'm not Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole different thing. And now there's 50,000 Bow Wows.
Yes.
And the level of actual fame is high to none, but it's relative to what you think. They got a blue check, they got 50,000 followers, that's a Bow Wow to you.
Yeah.
They got money on their Instagram. So you're competing with all these people, not just like the tall dude in your high school.
No.
You're talking about, why am I not making $100,000 a year? Why am I not Kai Cenat?
Yeah.
Why when I stream on Twitch, 1 million people don't watch my stream?
Yeah.
What's the difference between me and him? These kids got to deal with a lot, man.
A lot, man.
And that comparison, man, it's the thief of joy, bro.
Yeah, that it's like what's the term they use? The overnight gratifications. Like,
I want it right now.
I want it right now.
Everybody wants,
nobody wants,
especially these kids. Yeah. But everybody, adults even.
Absolutely,
everybody's like, I want the condo, the Tesla. I want it today.
Yeah.
I want to do I want my Bitcoin to go to millions of dollars. I want to do the fast money scheme, whatever, as opposed to get a job and grind that bitch out, man.
Yeah.
And just make I don't know why it's like crazy today. And
we all go through it though.
Yeah.
Like I'm on social media and like, again, my dreams, I want to be, getting in real estate. And I go like, damn, why can't I have 10 properties right now?
For sure.
But it's like, one of my mentors went like, yeah, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know how long they've been doing that. So you can't see that and go like, you're gonna jump
right
into it
there.
and then get there. It don't happen like that.
It doesn't.
It just doesn't.
It doesn't.
And it's rare if it does.
But there's so many people out there telling you that it does, and just buy my PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
It does happen overnight, and it can't. And they're lying to you.
Yeah.
They're lying to you because social media is a scam. They won't tell you that, like, why do I have the money to buy these properties? It's because y'all buy my fucking DVD.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I have the money to invest in these properties, is because I talk good shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people on social media that talk good shit and get you to buy something and then convince you that the money that they have is from something that they do, that they're telling you should do, when the money's just from you.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And like I said, man, comparison is the thief of joy, man. You friend, you got 2 kids, a wife, you got a nice house, you got a nice job, your car works, you get up every day, you wake up, and there are people out there that will convince you that that's not, they'll try to convince you that that's not enough.
Yeah.
And there are people out there with less than you in this world who that works on every day.
Yep.
And sometimes it works in the sense that they get milked for their money, because it's the same coin.
Yeah.
Though that same person that got milked for, some kind of, program or an email from a person is the same person that might fall susceptible to suicidal thoughts, where it's like, I just don't feel enough. So here's $40 and I don't feel enough. So I'm out.
Yeah.
It could be the same person. That's the world we live in today. This social media shit is ruining people.
It is, man. And for the future, I'm terrified.
I'm hoping it's like a pendulum and it swings back the other way. I don't know if the government needs to get involved. We need to put some limitations on these social media, but that doesn't really say anything about adults.
When there's money involved, I go like, there's no way
they're going to break up.
Whatever's bringing in income to something, especially like huge businesses that's in on politics and stuff like that.
They're not going to restrict.
They're not going to restrict that. That's this fucking, what is it? The
mass shooting?
Rifle. What's the rifle?
Oh, the NRA.
Yeah, NRA.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
They got money to spend.
You think they just gonna be like, all right, well, Hey, we just need to stop.
No more TikTok.
What? Come on, man.
Yeah.
All that money they're bringing in, man. They like, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. I remember a couple years ago, people were, and maybe it was I don't even think it was a conspiracy theory. I think this was 100% true, and we just moved on. People were like, yeah, China made this to make people dumber in other countries because their TikTok doesn't look like this. And then we still went like, well, it makes money here, so I mean, I don't know, just use it less. Tell your kid, hey, that's a parent's job. Hey, parents, tell your kids don't use it as much. But we're not going to restrict it.
Yeah, I saw that pop back up recently on Twitter. It was like the U.S. is trying to ban Twitter now. I mean, TikTok from the U.S. now.
It'll fall flat.
Sure.
A bunch of fucking people will come. People will come and legislate against it.
Yeah,
and it'll lead nowhere.
Somebody will buy it.
Yeah,
some big corporation. Somebody will buy it.
But yeah, when I found out, or when I read an article and watched the video, I think it was a Viceland documentary where it was like, TikTok in China is like science experiments, and you can only be on there for like 5 hours a day, and TikTok on here is crazy, And again, I want to kind of bring it full circle because I think this was a great conversation. I'm really happy how it played out. But Twitch to the world, like we said, seemed to accomplish all these things that we're describing as people longing for that deal with these, mental health issues and suicidal thoughts and depression. He looked like to the world, he was handsome, good looking dude, in shape,
guy, man.
6 feet. I mean, people kill to be 6 feet. 6 feet, can dance, knew all the TikTok dances.
Yeah.
Beautiful family gorgeous. 3 kids.
On TV.
Great
job.
Yeah. Notoriety.
Yeah.
Verified on Instagram. I know that sounds like nothing, but that's a lot to people. That's people who are thirsty and on you. We all have a friend that like makes Instagram videos every day and they're cringe.
Yeah.
They're trying to be Twitch. They're trying to get what that guy had. Thousands of followers and this and blue checks and all that. We all know a person who's trying really hard to become famous, and it's hard to watch. It's kind of sad.
But it's like, it's also just, like you said, just notoriety more than it is. I feel
money
like
or anything.
Doesn't have anything to do with money.
No. People just want to be known.
Yeah.
And that's think about how sad that is. Like, I just want people to see me.
Yeah.
I just want to be seen. I don't even care about money. And that's a whole dark rabbit hole you go down where you talk about when we talk about TikTok, what you see people doing on there because a video of theirs got 100,000 likes.
Yeah.
They'll fucking eat horrible things and go out in public and embarrass themselves and do terrible pranks and put that in quotes on people and like just be a nuisance on society because they want people to see them. So we have this crisis of people not feeling seen, and it's dangerous, man. That's a dangerous thing.
People do anything.
Yes, and the statistics I've looked at are like alarming, man, and it really is affecting men. And you talk about a guy who appeared to have everything going for him, and he had bouts of depression for years. I saw something about a note he left, and some of the things it was alluding to was like things that he'd been dealing with for a long time. I'm not going to get into that because that's his business, and I'm not his family, and he didn't leave the note to me, so it's none of my business what it said. But what I want to close on is what I said in the beginning about the TED Talk that I watched, about the guy saying these discussions are like somebody going up and hitting the dance floor first. Mm-hmm. So I'm just inviting people to, come join me on the dance floor, man. Like 2023, the question that the guy asked, let's get his name again right on his TED Talk so people can look it up. Ben Akers. He said he came up with this idea for a question that he asks his friends, and he offered it up to the audience to do this. He goes, ask people, how are you? And then you ask them out of 10. Because if I go, how are you? I'm good. But if you go, how are you? Go how are you out of 10? And they go 2. Yeah. We got some talking to do.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody, if you genuinely pose that question to somebody, I think they would be so caught off guard, anybody would answer honestly.
Yeah.
7 is like, okay, yeah, well, why? 7 even is like, got anything you want? It leaves the door open to talk. So I think that, in 2023, let's ask people, how are you? But let's put a scale to it. Give them some room to operate, because what you'll find, man, I think that like I think you can attest to this too, as a person who kind of like plays the wall a lot in rooms and just kind of scopes things out. When people are talking about something that you're interested in, but everybody starts getting involved and talking and sharing. You see like the flows happening. Everybody's having fun. It makes you feel more comfortable. Let me step in the light and let me talk.
Yeah.
So when you hear people being vulnerable and expressing themselves and they slide to you like, hey, friend, how you doing? I think in that regard, in that kind of space and that kind of comfort, you would feel comfortable being like, oh, I'm having an off couple of days. You know, Christmas is I can't find the right gift for this person. And I want to make sure I get them something because, we haven't really been close like we have been. I want expressing yourself, So I'm just calling on people, man, to just be more comfortable standing in that and expressing yourself and asking other people to express themselves, because as men, we have to make those spaces for men. You can't, it's not on anybody else, because the problem is men. Yeah. Men not feeling comfortable expressing themselves, and it's almost like it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, I don't want to express myself because men that I know don't make me feel comfortable expressing themselves, and those men don't express themselves because somebody else didn't make them feel that way. So we're all just kind of like, we got stuff we want to say, but I don't know. I don't want to get joked on. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Yeah, man. That's real.
Yeah, man.
Definitely real.
Like I said, and just to touch on it again quickly to take it to another point, you and me, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
We talk, but we keep it light.
Yeah.
But it's not for a lack of, I'm not prying into your life, but like our day-to-day conversation, we keep it pretty light. That phone call was real as fuck, and I'm happy that happened.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that phone call can happen anytime.
Yeah.
About a lighter thing, about whatever, and I hope it's vice versa too.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I might need to call you and just let you know, like, yeah, man, I'm like a 4 right now, man. I'm not really feeling the hottest or whatever. And like I said all the way at the beginning, this podcast has kind of been like a cheat code for me, because I can talk to you, but also I'm not really talking to you.
Yeah.
But in 2023, I want to try to take it off mic.
Yeah, man. Because my older brother is going through some stuff, so I try to tell him, and I told people like, I'm always down to listen if you just like need me to just
vent,
to vent, and I'll listen. But I always was the one who was like, I don't want to tell people my business. So I was just like, I'll listen to yours.
Is that a privacy thing, or is that the weakness thing you were saying?
It's both. It's both. Because I'm like, I don't, because like not even just feeling weak. I don't want somebody to have some type of ammo on me for something. So I'll just keep this to myself.
Yeah.
And then we could talk about what you dealing with. And then it's like I always felt
so
like
you take in, but you don't give back.
I don't get, only because I feel better when, like, if we out, for example, and then like I can see you off, and that makes me, then that kind of ruins my night.
Yeah.
So if I go, well, if we could talk about whatever you need to talk about, and you're okay, I can deal with. I can deal with mine. I can deal with mine,
and we can still have fun,
and then we can still have a good time. But if we out and then I see you're off, and then I go like, well, this is not fun for me. So let me fix this person problem, and then I'll figure out mine on my own. Because that's just how I always been. Because I was like growing up, I was always by myself. Like my brother was always locked up. My dad had to work. I'm like, so I was always like, well,
suck it up.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
and I'll figure out on my own until like my mom shit happened. And I couldn't. I was like, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. So it's like, you have to talk to somebody, even whatever it is, talk to somebody. If it's like if you want to record it on your phone. Or something, and you listen.
That's good advice.
You can do that, but it's like you
just get it out.
Have to talk to someone. I'd be at work and I'll just like ball out crying. I was like, just for no reason. I was like, okay, I can't. This is starting to fuck with me. Like I can't take this anymore. So I was like, I gotta tell you, and because I was always like, I just hope, I hope Alvin just don't ask. As long as he doesn't ask, then I'm not going to bring it up.
Yeah.
I hope this person doesn't ask. If they don't ask, I don't have to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I always was like, I'll forget about it for now. So if they don't bring it up, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to leave here.
Face
and
it.
Then I got to deal with it after I done left and got to ride home with that shit. And it's like, you have to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Just talk to somebody. And I didn't do that, and that fucked me up. And I wasn't doing the stuff I should have been doing. But you have to, whatever, therapist, whatever, just talk to somebody. You have to talk to somebody.
That's facts. All right, man. I think this conversation serves as good vibes. I think that this conversation went some really good places, and I hope that people found something of value in it.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is the last episode of 2022, so thank you guys, man. It's been another great year can't have a podcast without people that listen. So,
yeah, man.
You know, super thankful to the people that have stuck with us for like mad long, new people that have come from some things that we've done recently. And we hope that you guys stick with us in 2023. Like I said, we'll be back first Monday of January. We'll be back. In the meantime, we'll keep doing Tales from the Hood.
Yeah.
So send your emails in. Those will be coming still every Thursday. And we might do something else, maybe like a New Year's special, nothing promised, but that will be on Patreon. We're not going to put it out to the public. That'll be, if we do something, it'll be like a Patreon thing. And also this Friday, December 23rd, join us for our virtual Christmas party. We would love to have you drop by.
Yeah, don't be, y'all. Now, I'm going to put this out here.
Get into it, Frank. Get into it.
Don't be coming on the show, you know,
don't want to get on the mic.
Don't want to get on the mic. Don't want to show yourself. Get an ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
I got me
Santa hat.
I got me a nice little Christmas blazer I'm gonna pull out. Like a crazy hat I'm gonna wear.
Yes.
Come out.
Come have fun, man. Jump on the mic.
Be nogged up. I'm definitely gonna
be my God,
up.
what?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
nog to the gills.
Right. So just
come and have a good time. Keep it light. It's the last shebang of the year, man.
Yeah.
Just come kick it with your favorite Affirminators this Friday, December 23rd. Until then, man, see you guys in 2023. It's been a blessing, and keep on keeping on.
Deuces.
Hey, are you ready?
The Christmas countdown's on at JCPenney. Through Saturday, use your coupon and dash away with very merry savings on last-minute gifts across the store, like fine jewelry stocking stuffers up to 70% off after coupon, and save up to 50% on comfy, stylish outerwear for the whole fam. Add curbside pickup to make your trip extra quick. We got your holiday. JCPenney. Offers good on select items through 12/24. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
More pleasure in the bedroom is a gift that keeps on giving. Adam and Eve wants you to treat yourself or treat your partner. Life is too short not to enjoy yourself. Whether you're shopping for yourself or someone special, Adam and Eve has the perfect gifts at amazing deals with code TREATYOU. Use the code TREATYOU, that's TREATYOU, at adamandeve.com to get 50% off almost any one item and 100% free shipping. That's 50% off an adventurous new toy, a slippery lube, or almost anything else you desire, plus free shipping. No matter what you choose, all Adam and Eve items are packaged and sent discreetly for free. So don't miss out on this special deal. Go to adamandeve.com to treat yourself or a partner. Select any one item and use code TREATYOU. That's TREATYOU. This special deal is especially for our podcast listeners. Adam and Eve want you to enjoy all the treats it has to offer, including 50% off with code TREATYOU. Head to adamandeve.com now to take advantage of this amazing deal.